Let's start with DC. War of the Superman, number 3. Great comic. I've been enjoying this since Free Comic Book Day. The first chapter came out then and it got me hooked. First issue, loved it. Second issue ended in such a weird way. I thought, I've got to read this third issue. Reading the third issue, I thought, what are you doing? Half of the comic is written in the perspective of like news readers or something like that. It's very jumpy. We're getting parts of stories, and it really just, it got to the point where I was getting bored reading it. Not to say that it's a bad comic, I am still enjoying it. It looks amazing and the way it's written is great, but I'm waiting for something to happen. I've never really got into Superman before, and this is no different. Worth a read if you've read the other ones, but if you haven't, don't bother. Okay, next up, Supernatural. Let's move on to Wildstorm. Supernatural has been an ongoing TV show for about 8 years now, which is probably a lie, it's probably 5 years. And they wrote a comic series called Beginning's End, and it basically tells the story of Sam and Dean with their father going around hunting all the demons and all that sort of stuff. So far, this is issue 5. So far, it's been a really, really enjoyable comic. It reads like you're watching the show. It really, really is a very enjoyable comic. And this sort of slows the pace down a little bit as you get in the show. So, you know, it's not anything out of the norm as far as Supernatural goes. But it's sort of, I don't know, it's a good read, and I would suggest if you're buying this to pick it up. It is really, really good. If you enjoy the show, get this, because you won't be disappointed. But anybody that's not really into the show, this really isn't going to get you into it. Again, terrific artwork. The story, I don't know if it actually is written by the guys that write the show, but it reads like it is. So if you're into the show, get this. If you're not, I won't bother. Next up, let's move over to Image. Haunt, number 7. A lot of people have referred to this as Spawn 2, and I've got to agree. But more than anything, it's because of Todd McFarlane's artwork, which I can't complain about. I like Todd McFarlane's artwork. And Robert Kirkman as a writer, terrific. I love all of his stuff. I'm reading all of his stuff with Image, and it is worth picking up. Even if you just want to check out, this is a good issue to jump on board. Obviously we have the trades and all that sort of stuff, but if you want to jump on board and not bother about the early stuff, you can quite easily jump into this issue and not really miss out on anything. They've finally gotten past the whiny sort of brother type thing that they had in the first 5 issues, so it's gotten a little bit better. But still, not a whole hell of a lot happens. Enjoyable and definitely worth reading. I would definitely say pick this one up. What else have we got? Let's move over to Marvel. Avengers number 1. This is brilliant. And first off, I'd like to thank all of Marvel, but specifically Brian Michael Bendis and John Romita Jr. I don't really like John Romita Jr.'s artwork, but in this it works just beautifully. I didn't even notice the art style being quirky or anything like that. I really did thoroughly enjoy this book, and thanks to Brian Michael Bendis and John Romita Jr., all the guys at Marvel, for sending us a preliminary copy and all that sort of stuff. I loved it and raved on about it all throughout Avengers Day. This is an excellent read. You don't really need much of the backstory as far as like Siege and stuff like that goes. Basically you need to know that Norton Osborn got captured, he's in jail, and Steve Rogers is now the leader of S.H.I.E.L.D. Basically that's all you need to know going into this comic book. It's a terrific read. I just can't praise it enough. This is an excellent one. If you're going to read any Marvel comic, pick this up for sure, definitely. Got to have it. What else have we got? Trades. Here we go. Deadpool. Everybody loves Deadpool at the moment, and I don't really understand why there's such a success with Deadpool. I don't know where it began, but if you want to read Deadpool, I would suggest the Deadpool ongoing series, which is what this is. This is volume 3, and it's written by Daniel Way, and as far as I'm concerned, the only guy that can write Deadpool well. This covers, basically Wade has decided that he wants to be part of the team, and he tries joining a few different people, and this one covers when he tries to join the X-Men, which I must admit is absolutely hilarious. Wade has a particular way of writing Deadpool where the jokes don't have to be like one-liners or anything like that. He just writes it where he'll set a joke up in one issue, and 2 issues down the track it'll come to a conclusion, and generally you'll laugh your ass off. It really is well written and worth picking up. The artwork is a little weird and sketchy at times, but still definitely worth checking out. I'd suggest picking this up. If you haven't gotten into Deadpool, this is a good issue to pick up and sort of get into his wackiness. Okay, that's all for the reviews. Thanks for watching. Let's do something else. Let's lighten things up for the news. First off with DC. Batman The Return of Bruce Wayne #1 has sold so well that they've actually put it into a second print run. So if you haven't had a chance to pick it up yet, watch out for the second print because it's really worth reading. Also with DC, War of the Superman #1 and 2 have been combined into a single issue, and they are planning a release for that next month, so keep an eye out for that because that's worth picking up as well. Moving over to Wildstorm, X-Files is getting a re-release, sort of. It's getting a combined release with 30 Days of Night, so there's going to be a nice little crossover between IDW Comics and Wildstorm for X-Files 30 Days of Night. Keep an eye out for that one. Also with Wildstorm, fans of the Kane and Lynch game will be getting a 6-issue miniseries starting in August, so keep an eye out for that if you're into that. And fans of the True Blood TV series will be happy to know that there is a comic series starting in July. So keep an eye out for that. We will be getting it in store, but if you want to make sure that you get a copy, let us know. Oh, and in other shop-related news, we've also had a shipment of anime and manga-related merchandise, including a whole pile of plushies, a whole pile of statues and toy-type things, and a whole pile of new bags, including a whole pile of computer bags. So come on down, check them out, see what we got. See you in store soon. Okay, well that's it for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and a special thanks to Gio for submitting a Gravion anime review. If you want to read that, because it's a text review, if you want to read that, go into the reviews section of the website. Other than that, that's pretty much the show for this week. I'm about to take off. I'll leave you with a list of what's coming in this week.